So that's when I came up with Winch, Trollop, you buck-toothed, mop-riding firefly from hell!
Today we are at the Embassy Suites off of Kings Heath Road near 192 and Walt Disney World in Kissimmee, Florida today for the House of Mouse Expo. Hi everybody and welcome to the World of Micah. I believe it was 2018 that I did the Hocus Pocus filming locations. I'm pretty proud of those filming locations. I found a lot of locations that had never been shown before and a few locations that I was really stoked about finding. But I've always been a fan of Hocus Pocus since it came out in 1993. Well, I brought my movie poster and I'm going to be going inside the House of Mouse Expo to the Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary, meaning majority of the main cast, a few first-timers. We have some first-timers here who've never done a convention before or a signing. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to tag along. Now, let's take a closer look. And I've never been inside this Embassy Suites. It's off of 535, which takes you down to Disney Springs, the Walt Disney World exit, and it also takes you down to Highway 192. Oh my gosh, I see a Winifred Sanderson walking straight ahead. And what was awesome was they gave us free parking for the event, and I believe straight ahead here is where the convention hall is itself. We've made it. See a lot of characters, a lot of people hanging out, and there's a backdrop right there. Ghostbusters are here too, keeping this place clean. How are ya? Got a line here going into a Q&A, but I'm heading, what in the world is Bora doing here? It's Bora, everybody. We're heading into, I forgot Bora was gonna be here from Salem. We are heading into the vendor and celebrity room now. You flew in!
I flew in on my little broom here.
I love it! I didn't have to go to Salem, but I want to come back to Salem.
Oh, you better get on your broom and come to Salem and see us.
I will come and see you, Bora. It's always good to see you.
Well, it's always better to see you with somebody in Salem so you can spend more money, 2 times more money. Because it ain't cheap there.
No, it's not.
So when you coming?
I don't know. Maybe we'll try in October.
October?
When it's busy, we'll hang out with Derek.
Well, Derek's always there.
Detours.
Detours,
Yeah.
Derek Detours. Hit that subscribe button on this channel and Detours. Listen, when you come, the first Thursday in October is the Halloween parade. It's not so crowded, but it is crowded, but not as much crowded as it is later in the month. But you get a big, beautiful parade and a lot of fun, and everything is open, and all the tours are going in the stores. So
And that kicks off the Haunted Happenings, right?
Yes, it does. That's
I
the
went there, and that's when I
kickoff.
first met you, was at the Haunted Happenings.
That's right!
That's it.
right, that's right.
And then I saw you at Spooky Empire.
Yes.
We go back.
Yes,
we go
we
back.
do.
Yes. Love
I
you,
will
Bora.
see you. Love you more.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a bad time.
I want to try it.
And I think I'm going to come and visit my friends over at Theme Park Preservation Society, who have a lot of things set up for Trader Brandon as well. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Look at this. Teddy Beara. No. You add to the ambiance. Nice hat,
get
man.
Charles in here.
Charles?
Yes, indeed, in the flesh. Yes, kangaroo.
That's. I love it. We got all the usual suspects here in the. But this was it. The film cells that Henry. You knocked this one out of the park, buddy.
I was very happy.
I mean, what a fantastic idea.
There were people who I accidentally tricked on Twitter into thinking it was real.
You had me as a believer.
It's like, no.
My favorite was the Haunted Mansion, though, because you used Disneyland Showtime with the Osmond brothers.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
I had Donny Osmond and Kurt Russell in there. Those sold out actually yesterday.
No.
Yeah, so that was the thing
That's a
people
good
came
thing.
looking for.
That's
Yeah,
a good
I'll
thing.
make more. I'll make more, but I didn't have the time to get them ready for this. But,
Dude. Oh, man. Well, you guys know what to do. Find them online. Tell them I sent you. And Skipper Haas has a stand as well with his incredible prints right here. Look at this. He does a knockout job, I tell you. It's cool to know people who are very creative, because you get to see them change things and create new things all the time. I feel like I'm like keeping up with the series here. It's really cool to see someone start something, you know, and then it blossoms. Bravo, sir.
Thank you.
Bravo. This is Skipper Haas, by the way, everybody. If you didn't know, this is his stuff. you know what to do and tell him I sent you. And this is the very first one from Mars himself.
You never forget your first.
That's it. Look at this. Love it.
Binks, and then my name, Jason.
There it is.
Mars Man.
Yes, you got to check out the Mars Variety Show, everybody.
Please do. It's on YouTube.
It is.
Like
I'll
and
drop a
subscribe.
link. Yes, always. Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Awesome hanging out with Tobias and Larry here. You may know them as Jay and Ice. Signing the poster. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and just in case you forget, he's not Ernie anymore.
It's Ernie. I mean, it's...
Now it's Ernie? You're no longer Ice? You're turning a new leaf?
Yeah, it's my old... I'm an adult now, so... It's Mr. Ernest.
Amazing, man.
All right, just name and character?
Yeah.
You probably want Ernie / Ice, right?
That would be great, man. That would be great. Did you keep the shoes?
I think Omri said he kept his shirt because that was
Oh, that's rad.
awesome. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So this is Omri Katz, who you might remember from Hocus Pocus, but today we're talking about Matinee.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite memory on that set? All right, gonna get some views of the vendors here. Got some books, some old school books here, remembering Roy Disney, ink and paint. This is the Wonderful World of Animations booth. So this is Tiger. Tiger, you drew all of this, right? This is your stuff. It's amazing. If you guys want to check out Tiger, this is all of his information here. Gonna plug in the card here. You guys know what to do. Tell him I sent you and check out Tiger's amazing artwork here. Actually, you guys can scan this. There's a little QR code. It's pretty impressive, buddy. You've got a gift. It's amazing. And thanks for sharing it with everybody in the world. So, cool. Just doing a walkthrough here. Got some merchandise for pretty much everyone here. This is great. Hello. Got some shirts over here. This is great, man. Look at this.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you? Got the Halloween Town pumpkin here. Love the Mickey, the vampire Mickey there. It's awesome. Some scarves and air fresheners. Look at that. You can even get your own black flame candle. How radical is that, man? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad I got to walk around and see some of the vendors. Not many vendors here. Mostly here for the Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary. That was my main reason. Oh man, look at these. Some caricatures here. It's pretty impressive. Here. There's the information. Cool as that. And I've been here before, the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum. I hope to go back. Look at that. They actually have a Jolly Roger in that museum. That's pretty cool. They got some merchandise here set up and some books and all kinds of stuff. Actually, that gentleman gave me my tour one of the last times I was there. That was my tour guide. And I saw the real Jolly Roger like that. It's one of the world's only Jolly Roger flags. I got to see it. So I'm really hoping to go back soon to St. Augustine. And when I do, I'm definitely going here. Got my poster signed. Omri, Jason, Vanessa played Allison. I got Jay and Ice and Billy Butcherson all on my poster. Put it up in the vehicle, safe and sound, so now I can go and actually film this convention. I'm super excited. And at 3 o'clock or 3:30 is the Hocus Pocus panel. So you'll get to see the entire cast during the panel. And I'm also gonna try and ask them a question. Maybe, I don't know.
Listen up, on the count of 3, say as loud as you can, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus. 1, 2, 3. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. Yeah, I got that gonna have fun.
I'm so excited. Yes.
You have your questions ready?
I do.
There you go.
Maybe.
Oh, it is! It is! Everybody's excited!
Realistically, there's no panel. Bora just is hungry, so she's luring everyone in here. Look at that. Bora is losing it here.
Yeah, baby! Woo! Are you ready? Ron dressed up like? Who?
Zachary Bean.
There you go, Zachary B. Thank you very much. I get more.
So first up, we are going to introduce the little girl that stole the show in Hocus Pocus 2, Taylor Page Henderson. Next up, you know him as Mortal Busboy, Don Yesso.
Oh man, he's wearing the hat. I wonder if that's the hat from the film.
We built a report, it's okay.
I just want to say anything. I just want to do a temperature check real fast. I want to see if everybody's with me. On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bubble, bubble.
I'm in trouble. That was awesome.
First convention ever, which is really cool. He is not a cop, but he plays one in the movies. Michael McGrady.
Are there any virgins in the room?
Nice.
Okay. Okay, next up is the sassiest cat in town, Jason Marsden.
Vanessa Shaw.
Hey, I have a question for all of you. What's your favorite seasoning? Salt! Yeah! You are clever little witches.
Dude, wearing the shirt. Wearing the shirt, man.
Max Denson.
Max Denson. Hey.
Oh, look at this panel.
Okay, you guys, next up is Emily Binks herself, Amanda Shepard. Just so adorable. So adorable. Okay, last but not least, don't worry, he's a good zombie, Doug Jones.
Billy Butcherson.
Yay!
I'm a good zombie!
Ever even dream that 30 years later that you would be still so popular and be part of something that means so much to so many people?
Yeah.
He's actually not lying. We thought it was going to be a huge success, and it turned out to be bomb, as you all know. Or some of you actually do not know. Yeah, bomb! Woo! Let's bomb again. No.
You're still unsuccessful.
But it's because of you all that it just snowballed to what it is now, and I feel like it's surpassing our biggest expectation. Thank you so much.
Nice to me is that 30 years later I'm still alive. So that's good. Guys, I'm very happy about that.
We're happy to.
Yeah. And because of this fervor for Hocus Pocus, we were able to make a Hocus Pocus 2. So thank you for that. So God bless you. It's all because of you.
Yes. And also, I just want to mention, right, Jason? This is the biggest Hocus Pocus reunion ever to date. All right, so I guess my question to you is, what is it like to step in the shoes of that character? Were you nervous? Did you feel you had something to live up to? Or just tell us about the experience of Hocus Pocus 2.
Well, I definitely had a lot of weight on my shoulders being young Winnie, and so I was super nervous, like, all the time. Like, every time I stepped on set, I was like, okay, I gotta bring it today, like, and... You brought it! It's just cool to like be a part of like such a iconic like family, I guess. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool, and I really enjoyed the experience, and I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, I've been asked in the past to be at different cons for various projects I've been on, but when Vanessa called me recently, because we worked on Ray Donovan together, a show that we did for Showtime, and she's called me up and said, you need to come to this. It's the 30th anniversary. She told me all about the cons. I said, oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun. Had to show up. And the interesting thing is, she's one of the only people I've seen since we wrapped. I haven't seen Amr or anybody else since we wrapped the movie. So this has been really cool for me. We're all a little bit older, a little bit crazier, but just as fun. It's just like as if it was the first day we all worked together. I mean, it's just like a family, and it's a really great opportunity. And I'm thrilled to be here and be a part of this because this movie is freaking awesome.
Be careful, Michelle.
I know. Okay, so we're going to try lightly on this question. Are you ready? Behave.
Try.
Behave.
There's children in the room.
It may take me a couple of tries, but I
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so here's my question since we're talking about being inappropriate.
Okay.
So,
Oh, no, not that.
Hey, we're a family-friendly show.
This is amazing.
Go ahead. I got my edit button. Boom. Okay.
Okay, Don. And actually, that really is the question I was going to ask you. Because...
Done? Okay.
No.
Thank you for coming.
So, the fans, all of you, probably can recite many lines from this movie. Yes. And so here's my question. Now, I was the person that saw it in July when it opened all those years ago.
You were the other one?
That was me.
You were the person, huh? Sweet.
My mother was the other one.
So I've been in it for the long haul, so, but I will say to you, Don, and I think a lot of people have the same thing, I didn't catch your innuendos and your inappropriate jokes until I watched it when I was older. So,
Do you want me to tell the story? I mean, how all that stuff happened, or you just want to?
if you say it nicely.
Okay. First of all, I don't know if...
45-minute panel, so.
What did he say?
It's a 45-minute panel.
45-minute panel.
Okay, well, thank you.
Give us a short version.
Okay, Cliff Note. Okay. Long story short, does anybody here know who the comedian was? Andrew Dice Clay, by any chance? Okay. Andrew Dice Clay was originally supposed to play the bus driver. Okay. Oh,
you'd rather see him?
That'd be nice to know. Okay. So, and I guess he thought the role was too small for him because he was going to be a big superstar because he had just did a movie called Ford Fairlane. Boy, that's a real good movie. And 3 days before he was supposed to shoot, he quit the job. So the guy who's the set director, who happens to be the godfather of my child now, heard the director saying that we need to get an actor to replace Dice. So he says, I know a guy that can do that. And he said, what's his name? So they called my agent. I went out to Kenny Ortega, who's the director's trailer. Okay, I know Kenny. I think he's dead. Is he dead? No. He's alive. Oh, no, he's not dead. Okay. So Mike said
how rumors get started.
I don't know. Mike said he was dead outside. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Don.
What? Okay, anyway, I'm trying to tell my story. Got put into my time.
He forgot his Alzheimer's medication.
So oh, wow. You see that? Oh, by the way, this is the first time I have ever met any of these people was last night. First time. So think about that. 30 years, you're in the cult movie, all of these people, and you think, oh, they're best friends, they hang out, they go to drink all that. No, not at all. Nobody has asked me for sushi here. Nobody. But you know what? I met him last night, and I'm going too long. I know. Let me get back to Dice. Okay. So Dice couldn't do the job. So anyway, I show up, I audition for the job, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I get on the set. And so I do a couple of the lines, meet a couple of the girls, I'm trying to have some fun. And so I said, if Dice was doing this role, I started channeling Dice. Remember he had those X-rated, what is it? Nursery rhyme. Yeah. So I said, let me do it with some dicey stuff in there. So I just got this voice and I started thinking and then started right. So I do a lot of the lines that you guys like and that you quote. I made those up. I improv'd all those lines. Oh Lord, I think I need a chemical because you girls are giving me a fever. All of that was all total improv. And the party pooper when Beth was getting off the bus, I was just winging that stuff. I was trying to just do like a dicey thing, But oh, okay. Anyway, I think I'm done. I want to say, hold this for a second, Mike. I just want to say,
thank you guys.
Hey.
What?
Do you remember us?
Of course I do, honey. I love you.
We love you too.
I love you. I was terrified. I had like 3 witches, scary as hell, in my face, and I'm just supposed to act like I'm dead, and I'm like, no, it was good. It was fine.
It was good. And then as you got older, did you realize exactly what a special project you were part of?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yes, I did.
Good. I'm glad you're here.
But it took a long time. Thank you.
Did it?
Yeah.
How old were you?
7.
You were
7.
seven.
Oh, she was only 7.
So, yeah.
Gel. Is that like
Yeah, it's a gel. Yeah, it's a gel. Yeah.
All right, I want to talk to my most favorite bullies on the whole planet. So these.
Oh.
I wasn't talking about Yeso. I was talking about you. Love you, John. You're not a bully. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. You're not a bully. We love you. Hi, guys. So with the two of you, kind of like what we touched on last year, you know, I like I told you before, bullies are not supposed to be lovable. But you guys are. And when I was a kid, I will tell you, you two were my favorite part of the movie. And I could literally quote your whole scene in the cemetery. Like, dude, I really could. Hollywood. Yeah, that's totally you guys. So what was it like for you to be on the set as teenagers and to get to be the bad guys, sort of?
Take it.
You answer this one so well, I just have to have you kick it up.
But I'd like to see what you have to say about it this time. 1 minute.
Hollywood!
57 seconds. 56. 55. 54.
You know, instead of just what it was like to be teenagers on the set, I'll tell you what was cool, because the first scene we shot was in Massachusetts. Yeah. And what I do really like about, one of the things I love with the conventions is new stuff always comes up meeting fans. And what's been interesting, number one, this witch, who I'd never heard of before. Everybody's going like, do you know who's here? Do you know who's here from Salem? We've met several people who have gone there for their honeymoons to Salem. We met a couple that's going to get married by you next Halloween. So it's very interesting 30 years later to have this throwback to Salem and realize the influence this film has had on such a historic place like Salem and the subculture that's emerged and continuing to grow 30 years later. It hasn't even peaked, guys. And now Hocus Pocus 2, let's see where it goes from here. I don't know, it has nothing to do with being a teenager, but Salem is on my mind. Maybe it's because you're right there. But
I will say the experience that we had were, you know, a couple of teenagers, you know, being picked up in a limo and flying first class, and then landing and getting picked up by a limo and going to our own hotel rooms. And in a place like, it was the first time I'd ever traveled as an actor to do a film outside of Los Angeles. So it was very exciting. And we were like blind leading the blind because we didn't know. You got something? Yeah, well, I've got the mic. Anyway, I can go ahead and tell me, and I'll just let them.
It doesn't work.
This is the best part of the whole experience, really. We just get to act like jackasses, like we did back then, and have fun at it. He still laughs at me that way. Anyway, it was amazing, like going, and then we step into this cemetery, and it's like real, and it's raining, and the pressure was on a little. I will tell you that Kenny pulled me aside after my first take. He's like, "It's wonderful. You're wonderful. They're great. Just tone it down a little." He says, "It's too big. Like this is not theater. You know, the camera's right here. Every time you move." I'm like, "Oh gosh, I might not make it through tomorrow." You know, but it was amazing, and to think about that was our first experience, like getting to go to Salem, and then also experiencing back in LA was awesome. Yeah.
this is just an end note anecdote. We're teenagers. I'm 15. He's 17. We become good friends on the film. Larry Bagby turns 18 while we're filming, and we have the very bright idea that maybe we could convince my mother to sign legal guardianship over to him so she doesn't have to come to set anymore. And she agreed! So there we are at the Sheraton Universal Hotel with all this per diem, hundreds of dollars on the hotel beds, and no parents. And that's, I leave the rest to your imagination. But yeah, that was Hocus Pocus.
Aren't I? Yes. Yes, Michelle, you can turn me into a fat, useless, contented house cat anytime you wish. Yes. Thank you for applauding my subpar English accent. Thank you. Thank you.
So Jason,
Michelle.
Sorry, I'm having a really good time too.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. So for the longest time.
No, I did that once. It worked out
You
for me.
did.
Yes.
You hit him, Don.
Yes, that's.
That was another answer.
What if we won over the cat? I think we should do. I don't do that. I'm not getting party. For fuck's sake.
All right. So picture this is Sarah Jessica Parker, okay?
What is happening?
She didn't have much on at all. And we were squeezed in between the steering wheel
Don,
and my
family
seat.
friendly, family friendly.
Okay, no, I'm doing good. And so we go over this, boom. And, oh my God. And the original line was, when we go, boom, the original line was, oh, I think I'm in love. Disney was like Michelle, trying to edit me. So finally, they said, it might be a little too dicey, you know? So they said, come up with something. All right. So we go. So Sarah was actually driving a city bus. She had the steering wheel and I was working the pedals. And so they put a log in the middle of the road and Kenny goes, he's still alive, right? Yes. Okay. So Kenny says, just come up with something outside. So we go, boom. Okay. And I just went, speed bump, because it felt like I was going over a log. And that's when I killed Banks. Anyway. Yeah, right, I did. Well, okay, but I don't want to ruin the end of the movie in case anybody didn't see it. Anyway, so I'm going to turn you back on over to Little Pixie.
Thank you. Wow.
That one wasn't called the log jammer, was it?
We need an after hours.
Sorry.
What did I say wrong? Go ahead.
Okay, anyway. So, God, I shouldn't have said bus, right? Because look what happened.
You said bus?
No. You stay over there. All right. Hi, Jason.
Hello.
On the ring, I'm in 405 if anybody wants to come to the party afterwards. Or 420 apparently.
No, that's Omri.
That's my room
That's
number.
Omri, yes. Yeah. We can move on to someone else. I know we're like short on time.
No.
No, we're fine.
Back to me?
We allowed
Love
extra
it.
time
It's
for
the
this.
Marsden. It's the Marsden show.
That's right.
The doors are locked. We're all in here for 3 hours. Okay?
Club Pocus.
All right, so my question was, if I could remember now, I'm a little thrown off.
Did she say bus?
No. Actually, I was going to use that term again just a second ago, and I changed my mind. So Jason.
Michelle.
For me, when I had seen the movie for quite a few years, even though I knew all the words of the movie and everything, I didn't catch on for the longest time that you were not, or the Sean who played that great Binks,
Yes.
that was your voice and not his. Do you get that a lot?
It has happened, for sure. It must have been very confusing. We all recognize that that's not me playing Human Thackeray. That's the lovely and talented Sean Murray. Yes. NCIS. Outstanding actor who, and he was hired to play Human Thackeray and do the voice. And this happens more often than you think. The movie was done. It was wrapped. It was 80% done when powers that be decided they wanted an old world sort of sound. I think Sean was using his own voice, and they're like, Binks is from colonial Salem. He should sound a little bit more old world. So I read for it. I booked it, and it was just much cheaper to put me behind a microphone than put me in the outfit and get the sets and going on. But as the challenge was, I had to not only loop Binks, who was also mostly animated to Sean's performance, but to loop Sean himself. And they were so minute attention to detail. If you remember the beginning when he's going to rescue his sister, my sister Emily over there. Good to see you again. You look wonderful. Yes, miss you. Yes, yes. You should try being a cat. It's a lot of fun. But he's going to save his sister, and he crawls through the moat, and he's in through the window, and there's this tight close-up of him as he's watching the life being drained out of his sister. Tight close-up, and he's all wet from crawling in the moat, and there's this bead of water going in and out of his nostril because he's breathing so hard.
Yeah.
That's my breathing. Like, they really... Attention to detail. Yes.
So you had to study every little mannerism, everything to get right down to what he is saying. Was it hard for you?
It was hard because Sean has a different rhythm that I do, and like I said, Binks was mostly animated. There wasn't a lot of room for me to embellish or throw in some Marsden inflections.
Yeah.
2 turntables and a mic.
I finished it for you. Okay, so you two basically carried a lot of this movie because you're all through it. When you
Thank you.
And scene.
I mean, and very relatable to other teenagers as well. So I guess my question to you is, how was it like for you to be kids on the scene and to do this movie with these actors? And was it overwhelming, or were you just like having a good time with it?
Well, sorry. So for me, this was my dream come true. I grew up watching Disney movies like Haley Mills, That Darn Cat, like Freaky Friday, all the 60s, Flubber were my jam. And so I feel like I just, law of attraction, just brought to me. And I also love The Wizard of Oz. So me doing this movie on the Disney lot with the cast that was involved, and Omri and Thora having already been in this business for 1,000 years, and we were only 16 and 10. And I just felt like it was a dream come true for me. And when I had to do the scenes with the witches, it was very terrifying for me too. Not just because of who they, the witches themselves, but because of who, I admired them all. Sarah Jessica Parker particularly. I watched Square Pegs. I watched her in Footloose, and Bette Midler. I'd watched her in Beaches and cried my eyes out. And so it was just these people I literally, and if you think about the time period, it was only 4 years before I'd watched them all do these things. And here I am in a movie with them, and it was my second film ever. So it was really a dream come true for me.
Same for you.
Just another day at the office for me.
It kind of was. We're complete opposite.
Right? I was just it took long enough to get the part, so I think that was kind of that anticipation and waiting for all that to happen. That's where I think my nerves were kind of bubbling and all that. But then once I got the part and I started working, it was just, it's just okay, I got the job, so now just get the job done. And I had a blast doing it, so.
Are we done yet?
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
That's a bunch of hocus.
Buzz, did you say Buzz?
But isn't he perfectly cast because of this laid-back, tie-dye attitude?
Yes. Jimi Hendrix.
It's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Yeah. So for a long time after the film, did you get recognized? Because back in the day, teen magazines and all this kind of stuff. And how did you deal with all that kind of stuff?
Well, if you remember, it was a flop, so no one knew us from anything.
It wasn't a flop to me.
I know. Thank you so much for being the one person in the theater. We love you. No, so yeah, no one knew.
No one even picked up on it.
And it's so weird. I don't know if anyone saw Pam and Tommy, but it was such a good show. But when she's in this this executive's office in 1993, there's a picture or a poster of Hocus Pocus. I don't know if you know this.
No.
And then I was like, this is not accurate. No one had the poster up because it was a bomb. No one was proud out of this movie, except for us, because we thought it was going to be something special. So I was not recognized for that at all.
Okay,
But,
well, all of
yeah.
you, I was throwing in this question, being that it was a bomb, as you say, all of you, when did you start to notice that this is not a bomb and it's turning into something and we really got something here? How long did it take for that to kind of click?
I think it was like 2005, 6. Yeah.
Jason Marsden, everyone. Hi. Randomly invited to a Halloween party at a friend's house. They made it a Hocus Pocus themed party, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun. I'll dress in like a black suit and cat ears and a tail, and I'll be Binks." And I said, "I'm going to be in character, and I'm just going to mess with everyone all night and annoy everybody." And I got there, and they really, they decorated the entire inside of the house, and the roommates were the Sanderson sisters, and they had the movie playing, and they were taking it really serious. I was like, wow, I guess it's really caught on. And then someone took a photo of me, and then BuzzFeed got it and put that out there. And then I was like, okay, so there's some traction happening here. And then, you go to a Spirit Halloween store like I do every year, and there's more and more merchandise. But it must have been at least 15, 20 years later. How about you guys? Anything?
What year, when was that Halloween party?
It was like 5 years ago.
What was the question again? What was the question again?
Larry.
Bus. What was the question?
Oh, no, don't say it.
Bus. What was the question again? Wait. No. I actually, when did I first realize that it was bigger than what we thought it was? Are we here today for Hocus Pocus? Probably today. No, there was a Twitter feed, I guess maybe about 20 years after the movie, and someone called me and said, you're like the most talked about thing on Twitter this month or Halloween. I'm like, me, Larry Bagby? No, the movie Hocus Pocus. So, yeah, that's when I kind of knew it was like something was going on there. And then, Vanessa, you and I did that cool thing at the El Capitan where we did a panel and they showed the movie there. And I was like, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen the movie with people in the theater. And they were like, it was packed. And so it was really fun to watch it with an audience that knew my lines better than I did.
I'm curious to hear Doug's response to this because with the conventions and you've done so many iconic characters, I'm sure the fans started coming to you. You had that direct line where you're seeing
truth.
Yes.
I noticed a difference. I noticed the growth of Hocus Pocus fandom and being out there in the world. At my convention table, I started doing conventions about 2007, so it's been a while. And what would happen is I had a Billy Butcherson picture on my table with all the other characters, and people would come up and go, huh, wait, what was that? It was Hocus Pocus, a Halloween movie with Bette Midler and Sarah J. Oh yeah, I think I saw that, yeah. Wait, you were in that? Yes, I played her ex-boyfriend from 10 years before I was a dead guy. I've got head stitches and oh, yeah, okay. I'll take an Ape Sapien. So that's how it started. And over the years, though, it's been like more and more like, oh, yeah. And even people who'd seen the movie and loved it were like, and you were what again? I had to remind them I was the dead guy, came up out of a grave. Oh. Yeah, no, I think my daughter would know. So, but with repeated viewings, it was the airing on ABC, then ABC Family, and then Freeform Channel, again and again and again, high rotation, and then the DVD. You Disney collectors like to have it on your shelf at home. So it went through the VHS phase, the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 4K, the tin foil thing, the P-Hop, whatever, the whole collection. So I just noticed that and those had started coming into the conventions as well. Can you sign the label of, or the cover of my VHS? So that's when I noticed, like, this has been living with them for a while and just getting more and more popular with more and more viewings. And now, people come to my table and they go, oh, Silver Surfer, that's great, I'll take a Billy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of flip-flopped, yeah.
There was a whole wall of cats on...
In cages?
In cages. Oh. And I remember them very clearly. I'm not sure why I was the only one that was noticing them, but there was... If any of you know, because I don't think they really animal train anymore, but back then there was animal trainers. You could have, you know, whatever animal you want to train, there was the people to go to for that, and this was one of the top people to go for that, was this one guy who knew how to train cats, because you can teach dogs many tricks, but cats, you can only teach them one. And so there was many things to do for Binks that would, like, you know, obviously you would take all of these actions and they would just make up Binks. So there was about like 60 cats, I think, for Binks, the character Binks. So there's a cat that would jump on your lap. There was a cat that would bat your face. There was a cat that would sleep. There was a cat that would, you know, jump on your shoulder. Different, lap versus shoulder. Walk alongside of you. And the three of us had to learn how to train these cats, because the cat trainer can only do so much. Then when you're on screen, they have to love you and, like, you're the person now. So, you know, we're the trainer, we're the substitute of that. So we had to do a buzzer, a clicker, and feed the cat, and then do the scene.
My grave in the first movie was indoors in the soundstage. That soundstage that had the Sanderson house and the graveyard all in one big, humongous soundstage. Yeah, and in Hocus Pocus 2, it was actually out at a cemetery in Providence, Rhode Island, where we filmed. So I was outdoors in like November, coming up out of the ground. It was a chilly night.
Right in front of me. Yeah. And we run over this bump. Speed bump.
Hey, are you really a virgin?
You're no virgin anymore, buddy. Role in this film, they're interested in you to play the role of the cop. I said, well, tell me a little bit more about it. And he says, it's not a big role. It's a very small role. But as your agent, I have to bring it to your attention. So I said, well, let me read the script. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, it's a pretty small role. I said, but you know, Bette Midler's a household name right now. She's a big deal. Sherry Jessica Parker's a big deal. I said, I think this movie might be a big hit. And I think we should do it. It's a smaller role, but I think it's worth it. And he fought me on it tooth and nail. He said, I think you're making a huge, huge mistake. I said, why? He goes, because your career's on this trajectory, and then I just don't think this is for you. And besides, it's a kind of a goofy comedy. And I said, no, it's kind of a funny little film, you know. So we fought. I did the role, had a great time on it, loved Kenny. He was just fantastic, just one of the all-time greats. Yeah, God bless his soul. I actually killed him off. I said to Vanessa the other night, I go, it's too bad Kenny died. She goes, what? I go, Kenny died, didn't you know that? And she goes, no, when? I go, like last year or something. She goes, no, he didn't. I go, yes, he did.
And that's what I said.
Don't argue with me. The historian.
Yeah, the historian, exactly. So you don't ever ask me about who's alive and who isn't. They're all dead as far as I'm concerned.
Winifred floating up there and just say, which with a B, right? And I'm thinking to myself, oh gosh, Disney, kids, family movie. I don't know that that's the moment we want to have for Billy coming, you know, out of with his voice for the first time. So I thought, so I kind of ad-libbed. I took a note from Don, and I ad-libbed. And I thought, maybe if he comes out with 300 years of pent-up, you know, I hate this woman. Well, she did poison me and sewed my mouth shut. Why wouldn't I hate her, right? So that's when I came up with, wench, trollop, you buck-toothed, mop-riding firefly from hell!
Pocus cast.
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
Well, mission accomplished. There's still one more day, so if you guys are watching this Sunday, you have until 5 o'clock to get here if you're coming out. And tomorrow they're doing a Pirates of the Caribbean reunion, and Brett, who's the voice of Mickey Mouse, and a costume contest and a closing ceremony. But this was a lot of fun here at the House of Mouse Expo for the Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary, the biggest Hocus Pocus reunion to date. And we were here for it. And it was a perfect day for a convention, because look at this weather. Little overcast, little chilly, but it happened here at the Embassy Suites. We did it. We came, we saw, we took care of business here today. The Hocus Pocus reunion, largest reunion to date. Which means, growing up, I never thought I would meet anyone from that film. Hocus Pocus and Edward Scissorhands were two films that I first saw that kind of got me into weird and fantasy and, you know, a little bit of the darkness of cinema. And becoming friends with these guys, Jason and Omri and everyone, and just talking to them over the years, and, you know, sharing my filming locations with them, and, you know, them kind of like seeing them and things like that. It's just, it's so cool to be connected with people that you looked up to, you know, growing up as a kid. And this convention meant a lot to me. And I'm really glad I came and did this, and I'm glad you guys tagged along with me. But it is time to say goodbye. I'm very happy right now. I'm gonna go home and watch Hocus Pocus, but I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Until then, stay weird. It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. Goodbye.